The Memphis rap scene just got rocked. New footage shows Key Glock allegedly clapping Yo Gotti's brother, Big Jook, right in front of his own mother.
Stories, I heard his mother was there, she had to run out the car.
This isn't just another street beef, it's a full-blown war, and there's no turning back now. In this video, we're breaking down the Memphis street drama and why things are only getting more dangerous from here. The deadly beef and tragic fallout. In the crazy world of Memphis trap music, a straight-up savage beef between two heavyweight squads has left bodies dropping, with rumors and speculation still buzzing through the streets. The blood feud between Young Dolph's Paper Route Empire and Yo Gotti's collective music group stands as one of the most devastating beefs in recent hip-hop history, leaving multiple shootings, bodies, and a legacy of street justice that has the whole industry shook. As new receipts emerge from witness testimonies and police investigations, the full picture of what went down in this deadly rivalry becomes both clearer and more disturbing with each passing day. At the heart of this story is the shocking murder of Young Dolph, born Adolph Robert Thornton Jr., who caught 22 shots on November 17, 2021 at Makita's Homemade Butter Cookies in Memphis. The 36-year-old trap star, respected in his hood for both his music and giving back to the community, was just trying to cop some cookies when two masked shooters pulled up in a white Mercedes-Benz and let it rain, leaving the scene with Dolph face down in a pool of blood. But this wasn't just some random act of violence. The roots of this beef stretch back for years, to a business move that would spark a chain reaction ending with multiple caskets and countless tears. To really understand the gravity of this street saga, we gotta take it back to how this deadly beef popped off. The whole situation jumped off around 2014, when Young Dolph, who was steadily building his buzz in the streets, curved an offer to sign with Yo Gotti's CMG label. In a 2014 Vlad TV interview, Dolph showed respect for Gotti reaching out, but made it clear he was on his own wave, determined to stay independent and build his own empire. What should have been just business quickly turned personal, with Gotti allegedly taking the rejection as disrespect. The tension between the two camps started heating up in February 2016, when Dolph dropped his project literally titled King of Memphis, which peaked at number 49 on the Billboard chart. The title alone was seen as direct shots at Yo Gotti, who had been calling himself the King of Memphis for years. Around the same time, Dolph took to Twitter saying, "Bra went from being my #1 fan and wanting to sign me to being my biggest hater," putting Gotti on blast without saying his name. Things went from social media shots to real street activity when Black Youngsta, one of Gotti's CMG soldiers, went viral for pulling up to Dolph's hood in South Memphis with a squad of armed goons. Youngsta posted an Instagram video threatening to slap Dolph before the pull-up, though no actual fade happened during the confrontation. Youngsta followed this up by dropping Shake Some, a diss track questioning if Dolph was really from Memphis. Gotti tried to play it cool, telling Youngsta to fall back during a March 2016 Tim Westwood interview, but Dolph wasn't buying it. Through Instagram clips, Dolph accused Gotti of being the puppet master behind Youngsta's moves, suggesting the label boss was too scared to confront him directly. The beef reached its boiling point in 2017 through a series of increasingly disrespectful diss tracks. In February, Dolph dropped Play With Yo B********, coming at Gotti's neck with personal shots, including references to the mother of Gotti's child. Making it even more disrespectful, the track's video featured a Gotti lookalike, basically saying, "I ain't scared of you." Gotti clapped back with Don't Beef With Me, featuring Youngsta and Moneybagg Yo, sending subliminal threats without directly naming Dolph. But this rap beef soon escalated from wax to actual gunplay. On February 25, 2017, while in Charlotte, North Carolina, shooters sprayed Dolph's bulletproof SUV with over 100 rounds. Due to his armored whip, Dolph walked away without a scratch and performed Play With Yo B******* that very night, flexing that the ops couldn't touch him. Black Youngsta and two others caught charges for the shooting, but they were dropped in 2019 because the cops couldn't build a solid case. The violence didn't stop there. On September 26, 2017, Dolph caught 3 shots outside the Lowe's Hollywood Hotel in Los Angeles after a heated argument turned into gunfire. He had to get emergency surgery but bounced back after 2 weeks of recovery. Early reports named Gotti as a person of interest since he was staying at the same hotel, but the LAPD eventually cleared him. Corey McClendon, known to roll with Gotti, was booked but later released with no charges. Dolph flipped these attempts on his life into street credibility and music moves, dropping Bulletproof in April 2017, which hit number 36 on Billboard, with the lead single 100 Shots directly referencing the Charlotte shooting. Between 2018 and 2021, the beef seemed to cool off publicly, with both artists focusing on their bags. Dolph's Rich Slave project in 2020 reached number 4 on the Billboard 200, and he was putting on for artists like his blood cousin Key Glock. Then came November 17, 2021, the day Memphis and hip-hop would never forget. According to witness accounts, Young Dolph pulled up to Makita's Homemade Butter Cookies in Memphis when 2 masked shooters hopped out of a stolen white Mercedes-Benz and lit him up with 22 bullets. With no security present, Dolph was pronounced dead on the scene. 4 suspects were eventually identified: Justin Johnson, Cornelia Smith, Hernandez Govan, and Jamarcus Johnson, who took a plea deal as an accessory after the fact. The fallout from Dolph's murder was massive. Memorials popped up across the city, fans held vigils, and his family laid him to rest on November 30th, 2021 at Calvary Cemetery after services at First Baptist Church. The city renamed a street near his childhood home to Adolph Young Dolph Thornton Jr. Avenue and lawmakers even proposed making November 17th the Adolph Thornton Day of Service to honor his commitment to giving back to the hood. Fast forward to September 2024, when Justin Johnson's trial finally kicked off, bringing explosive revelations that would add a whole new chapter to this tragic saga. During the trial, prosecutors dropped a bombshell, alleging that Anthony Big Jook Mims, Yo Gotti's big brother and a major player in CMG, had put a $100,000 bag on young Dolph's head. According to Shelby County Deputy District Attorney Paul Hagerman, Big Jook orchestrated the hit through Hernandez Govan, who recruited Cornelia Smith and Justin Johnson to carry out the murder. Smith told the jury that Govan laid out the deal, $40,000 each for Smith and Johnson, with Govan pocketing the remaining $10,000 from Big Jook's bounty. On top of the cash, Johnson was allegedly promised a deal with CMG, dangling both money and a career come-up as motivation. Smith's testimony was straight out of a street movie. He admitted to being one of the trigger men and identified himself and Johnson on surveillance footage from the cookie shop. Smith testified that after they bodied Dolph, he and Johnson FaceTimed Big Jook to confirm the hit was complete, spelling out DOLPH to let him know the job was done. They were supposedly trying to claim the promised bag, though Smith said he only got $800 before the police caught up with him in January 2022. The jury saw the actual surveillance footage of the shooting, with prosecutors painting a cold-blooded picture of the murder.
It's so quick, and we watch it and we call it violence. That's a man with a family and with a life who's laying at the edge there in the yellow.
Hagerman described how the shooters treated Dolph's life as just business, contrasting their callousness with the devastating human loss.
Riddled with bullets, dead. We watch that and we call it violence. For Cornelia Smith and for Justin Johnson, it was just business.
Johnson's defense team wasn't having it. His lawyer, Luke Evans, tried to poke holes in Smith's story, claiming he was capping to save his own skin. Evans painted Govan as a manipulator who was using Johnson for his own profit, trying to secure a big cut of any success Johnson might have had as a rapper.
They like to exploit young rappers, like Mr. Johnson. He brings no skill to the table, but you're going to hear testimony about how he intended. It was his sole mission to get a 30 to 60% piece of Mr. Johnson.
The jury wasn't convinced by the defense. On September 26, 2024, they found Justin Johnson guilty on all counts, including first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and being a felon in possession of a strap. The judge handed down a life sentence for the murder charge, with additional time for the other charges to be decided later. But there's another tragic twist to this already complicated story. In what many see as street justice, Big Jook himself was gunned down on January 13, 2024, months before the trial where his name would be all over the evidence. Memphis police described it as an assassination-style slaying outside Perignon restaurant. This happened before he could respond to allegations about his role in Dolph's murder, adding another layer of mystery to the case. According to reports, Big Jook caught multiple hollow tips outside the restaurant shortly after attending a repast following a family funeral. A cop in the area heard the shots and found Big Jook and another man both hit multiple times. Big Jook was pronounced dead at the hospital, while the other victim survived.
Yo Gotti's brother, Big Jook, got killed after leaving a funeral. And from what I understand, from different stories, I heard his mother was there. She had to run out the car.
What's even more eerie is Big Jook's last Instagram post before his death, which read, "They don't want to face you, they want to snake you. Stay alert to stay alive, watch your back at all times." This cryptic message looks prophetic given how he was taken out. The streets immediately connected the dots between Dolph's murder and Big Jook's death. Social media lit up with speculation, with one ex-post stating, "Niggas still sliding for Dolph. Yo Gotti brother Big Jook just got killed," directly, suggesting pre-affiliates were behind the hit as as payback for Dolph, more specifically Key Glock. Adding fuel to the fire, in October 2024, DJ Academics posted what appeared to be leaked court documents on Instagram showing specific bounties allegedly placed by Big Jook on multiple pre-members, not just Young Dolph. According to these unverified papers, Big Jook had supposedly put prices on the following heads: Young Dolph, $100,000; Key Glock, $50,000; Paper Route Woo, $50,000; Big Moochie Grape, Zaquilius Davenport, $5,000; Snoop Bands, $20,000. If legit, this list suggests Big Jook was trying to systematically wipe out PRE, with Dolph's cousin and closest collaborator, Key Glock, having the second highest price on his head. The Memphis Police Department has provided few updates on Big Jook's case. As of January 2025, a full year after the shooting, no suspects have been identified and no arrests have been made, but speculations concerning Key Glock's involvements are on the rise. The investigation remains active, adding yet another unsolved chapter to this deadly saga. These intertwined murders have raised serious questions. Could Big Jook's death have been retaliation for the hit he allegedly ordered on Dolph? And if these bounties on PRE members were real, might one of them, perhaps Key Glock, have been behind Big Jook's murder? To explore these possibilities, we need to take a closer look at the relationship between Young Dolph and Key Glock and the rumors that have swirled around Glock's potential involvement in Big Jook's death. Key Glock and Young Dolph, blood ties and loyalty. To really grasp what's going on with this ongoing street drama, we gotta zoom in on one of the most crucial relationships in this whole story, the tight bond between Young Dolph and Key Glock. Their connection, which mixed family ties with business moves, provides essential background for understanding the rumors about Glock possibly putting in work on Big Jook after Dolph's murder. Key Glock, born Markevius LaShun Cathy in South Memphis, Tennessee, wasn't just another artist signed to Dolph's Paper Route empire, he was blood. While some reports got it twisted and called them blood cousins, more reliable sources clarify they were cousins by marriage, having linked up at family functions in Memphis long before their professional relationship took off. Coming up in South Memphis wasn't easy for Young Glock. His mom's, Tamika Cathy, did a bid in the pen during his childhood, forcing him to navigate the trenches on his own. Music became his escape from street life, with influences ranging from Gucci Mane and Lil Wayne to hometown legends 3 6 Mafia and Project Pat, who Glock called the Drake of Memphis. By age 12, he was already spitting bars, laying down his first freestyle in 2011 over DJ Drama's Ain't No Way Around It. The exact connection between Glock and Dolph, whether through marriages of siblings, cousins, or other extended family, isn't public knowledge, but their relationship was definitely deeper than business. This is crystal clear from Glock's heartfelt Instagram tribute after Dolph's murder, where he called him my left-hand man, my brother, my cousin, my mentor, and drink partner, showing a bond that went way beyond record label politics. Their professional link officially started in 2017 when Young Dolph signed Key Glock to Paper Route Empire. Dolph saw mad potential in the young spitter, describing him as young and passionate, with genuine love for the craft in a 2019 Variety interview. This signing put Glock on the map, with Dolph acting as both a mentor and big homie guiding his career. Glock's debut mixtape, Glock Season 2017, dropped under PRE and showcased his raw, aggressive style that would become his signature sound. Dolph's mentorship wasn't just about music. He schooled Glock on the business side too. Famously, Dolph once curved a $22 million major label deal to maintain ownership of his masters, a boss move that obviously influenced how Glock approached his own career. Their musical chemistry was undeniable. They linked up for Major in 2018, a single that climbed to number 47 on the Hot R&B/hip-hop songs chart. Building on that momentum, they dropped Dumb and Dumber in 2019, their first full collab project that hit number 8 on the Billboard 200, featuring bangers like Crashin' Out and Baby Joker. The sequel, Dumb and Dumber 2, landed in March 2021, also reaching number 8 on the Billboard 200, with tracks like Penguins making noise on the bubbling under Hot 100 chart. That same year, they both appeared on Paper Route Illuminati, a pre-compilation that peaked at number 22 on the Billboard 200. Their creative vibe was organic and unforced. They'd cook up heat during late-night studio sessions, with Glock actually coming up with the Dumb and Dumber concept. They also hit the road together, doing the No Rules tour in 2020, and even taking their sound across the pond with shows in the UK. But Dolph meant more to Glock than just a label connect. He was a genuine mentor and OG. Glock compared their relationship to Phil Jackson coaching Michael Jordan, with Dolph providing the game plan while Glock executed on the mic. Dolph's philosophy of staying independent and giving back to the community clearly rubbed off on Glock, shaping his approach to both music and life. So when Young Dolph was gunned down on November 17th, 2021, it devastated Key Glock on multiple levels. He lost family, a mentor, and his main collaborator all at once. Glock's initial reaction was to disappear, deactivating his Instagram as he processed process the grief. When he finally returned to social media on November 22nd, his pain was raw and unfiltered. "Stop asking me if I'm okay, knowing damn well I ain't." Later, he shared photos with Dolph with the heartbreaking caption, "Damn bro, I'm lost. Why you leave me so soon? I'll never be the same." Glock honored his fallen mentor in several meaningful ways. In January 2022, he dropped Proud, a tribute track that made it onto the PRE compilation Long Live Young Dolph and reached number 73 on the Billboard Hot 100. That same month, he got Dolph's face tattooed on him, making his loyalty permanent. In interviews, Glock stressed his commitment to keeping Dolph's vision alive, telling Revolt, "I just got to make sure his name and his brand stay alive. It ain't even about me." Returning to music after such a devastating loss wasn't easy for Glock. He took his time, focusing on preserving Pre's legacy and honoring Dolph's memory. When he finally dropped Glaucoma 2 Inches in 2023, his first solo project since Dolph's murder, critics noticed a sharper edge to his already hard-hitting style, the product of channeling grief into his art. What's notable about Key Glock's career is how he's managed to stay focused on the music while avoiding the kind of public beefs that define the CMG-Pre rivalry. Unlike many artists who get caught up in industry drama, Glock has kept a relatively low profile when it comes to conflicts, with his legal issues limited to 2 arrests, a 2019 incident in Miami and a 2024 case in Atlanta, both involving weed and firearms, but nothing connecting him to violent incidents like Dolph's murder. This context is key for understanding the rumors that later popped up about Glock possibly being involved in Big Jook's death, given how close Glock was to Dolph, and considering the alleged bounty Big Jook placed on both their heads, speculation about Glock seeking revenge was almost inevitable. The rumors linking Key Glock to Big Jook's murder primarily spread through social media. Key Glock's arrest in Atlanta on March 28, 2024, for weed and gun possession related to outstanding warrants, with some insiders allegedly claiming it was for Big Jook's murder according to official reports. This arrest, which Glock actually live-streamed on Instagram, started as a simple traffic stop for tinted windows but escalated when cops found about 3.5 grams of loud, some straps, and discovered Glock had 2 open warrants. The timeline itself raises doubts about these allegations. Big Jook was bodied on January 13, 2024, while Glock's Atlanta arrest came more than 2 months later, on March 28, 2024. If Glock was actually under investigation for a high-profile murder, it's highly unlikely he would only be booked on minor charges during this period. Moreover, the alleged bounty list shared by DJ Academics in October 2024 actually positions Key Glock as a target, not a shooter. According to this unverified document, Big Jook supposedly put a $50,000 price on Glock's head, suggesting CMG viewed him as a threat to be eliminated rather than as a potential aggressor. The rumors about Key Glock putting in work on Big Jook are slightly believable. His deep connection to Dolph could theoretically provide motivation for retaliation. After Dolph's death, Glock stepped up to lead PRE, dropping projects like Long Live Young Dolph and supporting other artists on the roster. This dedication to continuing Dolph's vision suggests Glock is more focused on building rather than destroying, honoring his cousin through success. The bigger picture here goes beyond individual artists. The beef between CMG and Prey shows how hip-hop rivalries can escalate from bars on wax to actual body bags. Both Young Dolph and Big Jook lost their lives, devastating their families, labels, and the Memphis community as a whole. Memphis itself has been hit hard by these high-profile murders. The city was already struggling with skyrocketing homicide rates when Dolph was killed in 2021, and Big Jook's murder in 2024 further highlighted the ongoing cycle of violence. Dolph's community impact through charitable work made his loss especially painful, as he was known for giving back to the hood that raised him. While internet detectives try to pin Big Jook's murder on Key Glock based on motive alone, the raw evidence isn't there yet. What is clear, however, is that the war between CMG and PRE has left too many casualties, with both sides suffering irreplaceable losses. With multiple casualties on both sides of the beef, it's important to break down what the future holds for Memphis hip-hop in the wake of these tragic events. The future of Memphis trap. The broader effects of this ongoing beef extend far beyond the immediate players. Memphis hip-hop has been forever changed by these losses, with both Puri and CMG suffering devastating blows to their leadership. Young Dolph's death left a massive void in the city's music scene, particularly given his status as both a successful independent artist and a generous community figure who regularly gave back to the hood. Big Jook's murder similarly impacted CMG, where he played a crucial behind-the-scenes role in talent scouting and artist development. Memphis itself is still reeling from these high-profile high-profile murders. The city has long battled high rates of gun violence, and these cases have put a national spotlight on these issues. Dolph's murder was especially felt in the community due to his philanthropy and status as a local hero who made it out but still showed love to his roots. The legal saga continues to unfold. While Justin Johnson is now doing life for Dolph's murder, Hernandez Govin's trial is set for July 28, 2025, after he curved a plea deal. Prosecutors claim Govin was the middleman who connected Johnson and Smith to Big Jook, making him a key figure in the conspiracy. What comes out during Govin's trial could provide even more insight into the full scale of the plot against young Dolph. The impact of these tragic events on the wider hip-hop community can't be overstated. The deaths of young Dolph and Big Jook are stark reminders that rap beef can have real deadly consequences beyond the studio. What starts as competitive bars can escalate into violence that leaves families broken and communities traumatized. This has sparked serious conversations about conflict resolution in the industry and the need to address the real-world implications of hip-hop rivalries.
And if that's the case, and that's his brother, you know it's gonna continue.
It's gonna continue. It's gonna get
continue.
worse.
It's gonna get worse.
Yeah, because you're not getting past that. Not your older brother.
And it's emotional.
Yeah.
Man, once you got hate, but then it's emotion, it fuels it 100 times.
Looking ahead, young Dolph's legacy continues to shine through both his music and charitable work. The Ida Mae Family Foundation, named after his grandmother, carries on his community service efforts, focusing on the neighborhoods in Memphis and Chicago where Dolph grew up. Foundation organizes Dolph Day on November 17th, encouraging folks to give back through food donations and volunteer work. For CMG, Big Jook's death represents not just a personal tragedy for Yo Gotti, but a significant blow to the label's operations. Big Jook was known for discovering talent and managing projects, and his absence will inevitably affect the label's future moves. How CMG deals with this loss while navigating the ongoing tension with PRE is a major question mark. The investigation into Big Jook's murder continues with no suspects identified as of early 2025. Whether this case will eventually be solved, and what that might mean for the broader narrative of the CMG pre-beef remains to be seen. The lack of closure in this case adds another layer of uncertainty to an already complex web of violence, retaliation, and industry politics. Memphis itself faces the challenge of addressing the gun violence that has claimed too many lives, including these high-profile figures. Both young Dolph and Big Jook were products of Memphis's vibrant but often dangerous environment, and their deaths highlight the city's ongoing struggle with violent crime. The senseless loss of talented individuals to gunfire is a sobering reminder of what's at stake. At its core, this isn't just about music beefs or label rivalries. It's about real people whose lives were cut short by violence. Young Dolph left behind a partner and 2 children, along with a legacy of musical innovation and giving back. Big Jook leaves a grieving family and a label attempting to adapt to his absence. The human cost extends far beyond the headlines and social media speculation, touching countless lives in Memphis and throughout the hip-hop community. As investigations continue and upcoming trials promise more revelations, we must remember the real human beings at the center of this tragedy. Beyond the rumors, allegations, and online chatter are families mourning loved ones and a community trying to heal from repeated trauma. The full truth of these interconnected tragedies may never completely come to light, but perhaps the cycle of violence in Memphis hip-hop can eventually be broken. Meanwhile, young Dolph's music and the artists he mentored, including Key Glock, continue to resonate with fans worldwide. The most fitting tribute to Dolph's legacy would be an end to the bloodshed that claimed his life, allowing his artistic and philanthropic contributions to take center stage once again. As Memphis moves forward, the hope is that these tragic losses might somehow lead to positive change, turning pain into purpose and breaking the cycle of retaliation that has already cost too many lives. If you enjoyed this video, check out our other awesome videos on the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.